It's the Holy War, Dad.
Yeah, buddy.
Holy Wars.
Number 23, Utah on the road at number 15, BYU. BYU is a 3.5 point home underdog. Not only did we not talk about the Holy War, give me that sound one more time, Dan.
Holy Wars.
We didn't even give a recap of the thrilling double overtime victory by BYU over the Arizona Wildcats on the road.
That's true. It was an all-time great. I don't know, maybe you should win. Me? No, maybe you should win. I insist. It was a really fun back and forth that probably shouldn't have gone to overtime, but all the same, really strong way to pull it out. In the desert, never easy for BYU.
I constantly undervalue BYU.
Okay.
And I tried to spend a little bit of time this week reflecting on why. The conclusion I came to is that BYU, at least on offense, does not fit neatly into any box whatsoever.
Okay.
Their offensive coordinator, Aaron Roderick, basically will run anything at any time, whatever it takes to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about this in preparation for the show and wondering why you don't like BYU more, because that seemingly adheres to the one rule of Dan Rubenstein's life.
Which is?
It doesn't need to be pretty. It just needs to work.
Get buckets. Yeah.
You should love BYU, don't you?
I have thoroughly enjoyed watching BYU from a pure entertainment standpoint. You know, the West Virginia game, I watched more of the Arizona game than I had the last couple games. And their opponents haven't been incredible this year. Like, what are you going to glean from BYU Stanford? You're going to glean entertainment. That Bear Bachmeier has a lot of zazz to him. Was he wearing number 47? Yeah.
47.
It's great. Great head of hair. Great name. The Bear. But yeah, I'm entertained by BYU. I just don't have a concept for what they are or not based on, the sort of mediocre schedule thus far. They were, I think, in triple digits in terms of strength of schedule so far.
That's right. So, I mean, they're 6-0. Mm-hmm. Whatever they've been doing has worked. I cannot put them in any kind of schematic box because that's just not how they play. But it was a good test last week on the road in the desert, as you said, double overtime win over Arizona on the road. They are getting solid quarterback play from the Bear.
Mm-hmm.
He is a freshman. Remember, he got that job like 4 weeks ago, whenever it was that Jake Retzlaff decided he was leaving BYU. He has already gotten 7 rushing touchdowns so far this season. They've also got LJ Martin, who has kind of been a feature of the offense, ripping off about 6 yards per carry. So it's all been very good on the BYU side. This is always a close game, though, isn't it? It always feels like this is a close game.
Yeah.
And it's like a standing rule since we've been doing this podcast way the hell back when. I have always taken the points in the Holy War, even if I am wrong.
Right.
I take the points in the Holy War because it just always feels like this is a slugfest of some kind. Doesn't matter where the game is. Doesn't matter what the teams look like. This is one of those games where, I'm not going to play the throwing the records out the window thing because one team's 5-1, the other is 6-0. But truly, we have had years where one team is much worse than the other, and you do want to throw the records out because this is just always close, always hard fought, and always very, very contentious.
Totally agree. It's also been a game the last couple matchups that has been at least partially defined by Utah not really having their starting quarterback. I think the last meeting, it was a Brandon Rose Utah game with Cam Rising on the shelf, and I want to say it was a Charlie Brewer game 4 years ago before Cam Rising took over that job. So we want to see both of these teams at full strength, and obviously you can make the case for BYU. They are not starting the quarterback they anticipated starting this season. So in that case, it's been nice that Bear Bachmeier has started since game one and has not been thrust into something and appears to be the guy for this year. The best of him looks like a really good quarterback. I just don't know how much I trust BYU in this moment, especially coming off of that game, traveling back short week just because it was a road game late Saturday night and then playing a rivalry game in state with a ton of emotion. This one's really testing my home dog, quality defense, raucous crowd, because I believe in all of those things. When I went back and looked at this game, or looked at both of these teams, what they do well, what they might struggle doing, it again just feels like a 1-point game. it again feels like something that's going to come down to a last-minute drive. I have Utah winning this game 24-23. I just think there's going to be pixie dust going both ways. I'm going to take the points in this one. I'm going to stick with that credo of mine, but I don't feel good about BYU just because I think Utah's been a little bit more tested. And by the way, in that test, they lost by 77 points to Texas Tech.
That's
so
right.
that's not ideal either. But
Yeah.
there is something I trust right now about Utah with the ball, 3rd and 3s, getting off the field on defense. Like I have a little bit more trust in Utah in this moment, but I don't have a lot behind that.
Yeah, to me, it looks like a close game again.
Yeah.
And these are two outstanding defenses. These are two offenses that are probably going to try to grind it out on the ground to some extent. The feeling that I can't shake is the one that I had a couple weeks back with Devin Dampier and the way he looked against Texas Tech. Now, I understand that's probably not fair. He was dealing with an ankle. He barely practiced in the run-up to that football game. So it's not fair to lump him in as any kind of bad quarterback because of that outing. But he looked bad. He looked lost in that matchup. The rest of his season has been great. It is undeniable that he has been really, really good, but I cannot shake that.
Okay.
So I look at this one, I say, tough road spot, rivalry game, quarterback I like but don't trust, and then on top of it, the long-standing rule of taking the points in the Holy War. BYU, home dog of the week, baby.
Look at you.
The Yakos, home dog of the week.
I'm not sure they went outright, but I feel pretty good about them covering. I've got 23-21 somebody in this game, and frankly, it doesn't even really matter. It doesn't matter because it's going to be close. It's going to be very tight at the end, but BYU is going to cover that spread.
I would set the line at 1.5 completely disastrous and inadvisable picks in this game total. I love the over if I'm setting it at 1.5, that there are going to be 2 picks between these two quarterbacks that are going to, it's somebody's basically being sacked and decides to throw it straight up in the air for no reason in the red zone. It feels like a certainty in this game.